Hello everyone, I am Tacit and we are finally back from our trip. So today is going to be a bit of a bigger stream obviously for our coming back stream, in which we will be doing the entirety of the Tower of Doom. So of course we do have a Tower of Doom this week. Most of you have probably almost already finished it, if not finished it. However, if you haven't, well, we'll be doing the whole thing today. So I gotta just be messing around with that. If I'm not mistaken, this weapon is actually somewhat relevant, not in that it is good, but in that it marks, I believe, the final staff weapon being added to the game. Is that correct? I actually did not double check earlier. It looked like kind of like it, but I didn't like confirm, but I'm pretty sure this is the final of the staves, meaning if we get another type after, well, that might actually be a good typing. Because these staves have been pretty bad. If I type in staff and type in Doom, we should see 6. Actually, why didn't I do this earlier? This would have been like the easiest way to find them. Yeah, there is 6. Okay. I was just like eyeballing it, but this is what literally told me how many there are. But yeah, this is officially the final of the staves. All the staves are completely useless tier weapons that you're never going to use. However, they are relevant in the fact that they are done. And the fact that they are done means they're either going to start repeating Doom weapons, which is the unlikely thing to occur, and the more likely thing is we'll be getting another category of Doom weapon. So much so, I wonder if Terran's World actually tells us if we do. Because whatever the next Doom weapon is in Terran's World likely means it is the new category of weapons that we're going to be getting for Dooms. Of course, the next Doom event isn't for like another 11 weeks because how they're separated so much. However, if we go check weapons, we might be able to see that far. I don't think we can yet. Yeah, we can't. Not yet. So we don't know exactly what's happening yet, but we will soonish because that's in 11 weeks from now. So we will have to know by then if we don't see anything there. Once the game is scouted that far. How far can we see? It's not 11 weeks forward, right? We probably will after the update we get this month. But, no, we can only see up till March. Let's see. What's 10 weeks? 10 weeks. Yeah, the Monday after that Monday. We literally can't see up to, like, the point in which it cuts off. Because the Monday after that Friday, I believe, is the day that we get the Tower of Doom, if not mistaken. Which is literally the exact Monday after how far we can see. So after the next patch that we're probably getting either later this month, I would assume, or very early February, probably sometime this month, we might be able to see then the Doom weapon category. As far as Doom weapons are concerned right now, there are only 2 type of Doom weapons worth upgrading. The sword ones that are the absolute best ones. Why are you the only one here? What? That's weird. Oh, are they not all swords? They might not all be swords for that one. But the tomes and the ones that do full AoE Doom Skull Convert are the only 2 that are really worth it. All the Doomed books, and as far as upgrading is concerned, and then all the Doomed full AoE ones. Wait, are they all in a different category? That's so weird. They're not the same typing? Why make them so much more confusing? Oh, that's really confusing. So they're not all in the same typing for this other one. But the category I'm talking about are things like Doomed Axe, Doomed Blade, Doomed Club, Doomed Crossbow, Doomed Glaive, and some other Doomed thing. Probably Doomed Sword, I don't think we got to, but whatever the other one was. But that category is the best one. I never realized that. They all are a different category, which is kind of weird because most of the other ones are the same. Like all the hammers are hammers, all the books are a book, all the wands are a wand, like the little staves that we just did. I never realized that that one category is actually all different things. That's very annoying. I'm glad that all the newer ones stick to one single one because it makes it a lot easier to understand. Not even this one's the same either. Because aren't those the same category? That's so weird. But, oh, no. The relics are the same and then the masks are the same. Okay, I see. Oh, no, that's still kind of weird. Wait, no. I think that is 2 different ones for the same category. Or maybe they all are a relic. Why is that one not a relic then? Like, why is that one jewelry? That's so weird. The typing for them is, the earlier ones are so strange. Luckily, that only happened to the first 2 categories. All the later categories that happened after the first 2 categories, the first 2 were the really good Doom weapons and those very useless HP buffing things or whatever they do. I don't even know. They're so bad. But those were the first 2 iterations of them, and then everyone after stuck to just one typing, which makes them a lot easier to understand. The hammers are hammers, the staves are staves, the books are books, and whatever the next one is will probably all be of a certain typing. Polearm would probably be weak. Actually, I wonder what the next typing even would be. So, what ones do we not have? I don't think we have a single bow. Bow category would actually be good. Bows as a typing isn't necessarily bad. Maces, I don't think we have a single... No, we have the club. Oh, no. But the ones that we don't have like a full category for, well, the only ones we do are hammer, hammer, staff, and tome. All right, I believe those are the only 3 that have a full-blown category to them. Cursebreaker, I think, technically counts as sword, so I guess technically sword too. Because if I type in Cursebreaker, I believe they were all swords. Axe, but why are they all different? No, not again. Never mind. Why? Why must you do this? Never mind. Anyways, so we'll find out. Anyways, let's go and do Tower of Doom. So a good majority of the stream, this will be quite a bit longer stream. Actually, so much so, I've been talking for so long. Let me go hand out a code. But we'll hand out a few codes this stream. We'll do the entirety of Tower of Doom, and we'll mess around with some stuff, chat about some stuff, chat about the trip, and go from there. I had a pretty fun time. I actually got to see snow too, finally. Something that never happens in this area. I actually got to see snow, and it did not interfere with the trip. Even though it did happen pretty late into the trip. It happened on, I believe, the second to last day, which was like, you know, right at the end, but it was only like 6 inches, and it was gone by the morning. New Jersey's pretty good about if it snows, they'll kind of be like, it barely affects them. Like, it has to be like feet of snow before it really starts to affect New Jersey. Like 6 inches is basically like 0. 6 inches in South Carolina would shut down the entire state for like a week. But in New Jersey, it like recovers within like seconds. Anyways, I am looking for the code section, which I have no clue where it is because I haven't handed out a code for over a week now. One moment. Here it is. The good old code section. Yeah, we'll have a few. If I could ever get there. Put that there, put that there, put that there, put that there, put that there. Put the thing in the thing into the other thing. And then is the code. The first of many. I'm not sure how many we'll hand out. Probably like 3-ish, I'm not sure. But there you guys go. There's the redeem code. You use on gemsofwar.com underneath the game code section. Your invite code can be found in your settings menu. Whatever game says right over here is we put in for your invite code. Redeem code's right over there in chat. Just copy paste random numbers and letters started with MA. And give same word as always. 2 treasure maps, 1 gem key, 200 souls, 2,500 gold. And we have a new Mythic coming out tomorrow, by the way. Which I should probably briefly go over. We'll be covering a video on it tomorrow too, which I still need to cover the weekly video. That'd be funny if the Mythic video actually comes out before the weekly video, and realistically at this point it might actually happen, though I do still want to cover the weekly video, even though it might be on like the 3rd to last day. But there's a chance the Mythic video actually comes out before it tomorrow, which would be kind of funny. Anyways, so we do have that, so save that key for that if nothing else. And definitely feel free to leave a like on the stream. Helps a lot and is greatly appreciated. Anyways, I need to stop talking, but before I do, let me say hello to everyone. Hello! Or I should say welcome back. Hello, Mister. Hello, Bill. Hello, Isabel. Hello, Peter. Hello, Defiant. Hello, Ricardo. Also, Happy New Year's, everyone. I don't think I mentioned it yet this stream. I mentioned it in the title. But Happy New Year's as well. It's finally 2022. First time I get to see you guys since then. Hello, Tyrian. Also, hope you all had a good Christmas and holidays. So I was around when you guys had Christmas, but, you know, it was kind of gone for New Year's. Hello, Haley. Hello, Rogue. Hello, David. Where's my hair? Oh, yeah. Did I not have the haircut before I went? I must have done that on the very last day before the stream, or after the stream. But yeah, I had the haircut before I went. It wasn't like during my trip. That was beforehand. But I guess the final stream was before we didn't have the haircut, I guess. Hello, Ongoing. Hello, Cookie. Hello, Crisp. Hello, Nadine. Hello, Spambot. Hello, George. Hello, Dartero. Hello, Redline. And hello, Renus. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Okay, so, we got a Tower of Doom, and that will probably be the main focus of this entire stream, assumably. It is Purple Tower of Doom, which, trying to think, we have Thrall. Probably going to build entirely around Thrall. We do have Zugoff. Trying to think what I normally do for purple. If in doubt, put a Thrall in first slot and you're probably fine. Oh yeah, we also need to double check to make sure we're doing the correct rooms. Let me make sure I have the correct room initially. Open up global chats, or not global chat, but the other thing. Obviously our guild is very scouted at this point. Let's see, okay, number 3 is the one we have to do. Okay, so let's figure out what on earth we're using. So we do have Thrall, we do have Leprechaun, we do have Zugoff. We could build it entirely around that if we wanted to. Biggest issue is Dooms if we do. So Thrall, Lep, if I could spell. I want a Zugoff so badly. But we should also be running like an AoE this early on. Maybe even an AoE weapon. Oh, Weaver's kind of interesting. Weaver falls off at some point, though. What if we just ran a Weaver Life and Death? The problem is it's not full AoE. But it's also fun. We'll mess with that, I think. Also, your weapon doesn't have to be purple, but might as well. Could put a Dawnbringer or something there. Just go for that early quick kill. But I want to go to Archmagus. I want to go to like some super purple banner. That minus is something we don't need. You're like a purple brown. What do we not need? We don't need red and we don't need blue. Oh yeah, duh. I can't do both of them at once, can I? Let's see. That seems fine. A +2 purple, +1 brown, or do we want a +2 brown, +1 purple? Does red have an option for that? No. So, no. Oh, wait. We can do more green, though. Hold up. I might actually rather have the green. Just so we can get Weaver back up a little bit quicker. Because our Life and Death's going to get a bunch more purple mana, because Thrall will get up, like, instantly. So, that'll allow us to feed Weaver off of double green now, because Leprechaun also has the green. So that brings us to +6 purple, +2 green. That's fine. Because +1 brown's not going to do too much. +2 brown would. +1 not so much. I think that is the team then. Unfortunately, Weaver doesn't have a mana start, but we can get past that by Thrall just being Thrall. And, oh yeah, I should probably say 20% mana start. Let me just do a battle though, because I forget if this mode saves after you do your thing, or before you do your thing. So let me go do the battle, and then we'll go change that. The Goblin weapon is going to be pretty good. Oh wait, are we getting a new Goblin weapon soon? I didn't even double check all the weapons there. I was just kind of looking for Doom weapons at the time. But yeah, Goblin weapons do tend to be good, especially when they get auto extra turn, which makes them insane. It's one of the reasons why Rope Dart's so good. Though Rope Dart is from Pridelands, though, oddly enough. It's not actually from Zacian, but it's the thing that makes Turnip really good. Turnip's from Zacian. And a lot of those weapons do kind of get like an extra turn kind of mechanic or something similar. Is the new Mythic worth spending keys for? No, I forget what it is. I believe it was no, though. It wasn't anything I remember, which likely means no. I thought it was Mother of Darkness for a second. What on earth is that troop design? Oh, it's Father of Darkness. Is it actually called Father of Darkness? No, it's called the Consort of Darkness. No! They should have called it Father of Darkness. I was gonna say, because it's like, wait, that looks exactly like Mother of Darkness, and then you click on it, and it's like, oh, it's a male. And, gosh, they missed the opportunity for Father of Darkness. Oh, that's so unfortunate. Anyways, Dark Submission. So is it actually gonna be good like her? I don't think this had troop art earlier, so I probably know what it does, but it's throwing me off because now it has troop art. But it's had its description for a while. There's a magic +1% chance to slay an enemy. Oh yeah, it's useless. If the enemy dies, create a bunch of skulls. Otherwise, eliminate 10 from all skills. Yeah, it's super useless. Deal 6 life. Oh yeah, this was that one glitch that happened earlier. They had to change it to a different one. They like named it the same thing and ended up making it like all glitched. It was why that one trait was stealing so much life for a short period of time. But it steals 6 life from the first enemy when matching purple gems. Nothing special here. Has some spell block. I guess it is somewhat spell tanky, but if you're going to do something spell tanky, you're just going to do Tina 9000. He also doesn't have any way to gain stats off his ability. So he's basically just a worse Zugoff that you're never going to use. And surprisingly is not anything like Mother of Darkness. So yeah, it's basically useless. Also, it is from Darkstone like Mother of Darkness, which would be expected, given their similarities. Also, why on earth is that page so unloaded? Oh, because it's still to be determined. How's that so to be determined if it's coming out in 2 weeks? Oh, that means we're probably getting the mini patch before then. Ooh. That looks like a Broken Spire faction to me. Oh, are we getting a mini patch right before then that's going to be bringing them in? Ooh. That looks like Broken Spire-like troops. I see a bunch of burning things. It's literally a volcano, and they're probably putting it in the volcano in the underworld. Volcanoception. It'll be in a volcano in both the overworld and the underworld, which would be kind of funny. Because I say that because normally they're like positioned proximity to where they are in the map, or at least they kind of started doing that after a point. And Broken Spire was always going to be the last one for lore reasons. I'm kind of curious to see what they do with it. Also, I have still not claimed Cinnamirage's star. I could have claimed that all the way on Monday, and I still have forgotten to do so. Fail. But anyways, So Broken Spire is kind of like this place with a volcano. You can't really see the volcano too well when it's assumed that. Actually, you still can't kind of see it, but there's a volcano there, as much as you can't really see it right now. However, it's positioned also right about there, which means that kingdom or faction's going right like there, because that's pretty much where its proximity is on the map, and that's exactly where the other volcano is, just dead center in the underworld. And it'll be the technically last faction. There's probably still going to be some other factions coming in, like one over there, and somewhere else like on the map somewheres when they add like more kingdoms in the near future. However, Broken Spire is definitely going right there, or whatever the faction's called. Actually, we already know its name. It's called the Fire Pit, which or Fire Rift, which makes very sense to be exactly where the Fire Rift is. It's been sitting there waiting for Broken Spire for like 2.5 years now. But yeah, that'll be coming in supposedly in 2 weeks. I'm not sure if it actually will be, but there's a chance. Anyways, so yeah, Mythic's useless. I'm still getting it and showing it and stuff, but it is very bad. Mother of Darkness is way better to get. Mother of Darkness didn't used to be good, and then she got like Rogue Spider, and then she became the most meta thing in existence. Well, I mean, not literally, but you know, she became pretty good. She's like, she's only really used in one particular team, but that one particular team is just so solid that it made her relevant. That can happen sometimes. Sometimes a troop is only used for literally one team, but that one team makes it viable to such a degree that it's actually worth having. Like, a troop doesn't necessarily need to be useful for a lot, as long as it's very, very useful for something. Oh yeah, you finally hit gold. I didn't notice that. Yeah, I can't set the time intervals. YouTube does it on its own. But the biggest time interval, or I don't think I can set that. Maybe you can these days. But the biggest time interval was 2 years. And you have hit it with 25 months, and thank you for that. Greatly appreciated for all the continued support. Also, the guild's already done with this, so let me go claim this. Unlike other events, though, where you would just stop when you have gotten, also, that's funny. All shall love me and despair. That would have been good for Valentine's Day. But, you may notice that we already have all the rewards. But unlike other events, Tower of Doom, you actually have to do pretty much to completion, even if your guild is already finished, which is why we're doing it right now and not just ignoring it. Oh, nice, a major blue and a small blue. But it's the reason why we're doing it and not just ignoring it. Because right now in like a normal event, like a world event or a raids, which I believe we have tomorrow, if not mistaken, like a raids or invasion. I think it's raids or something. I can't remember. There's something tomorrow that isn't just the Mythic. Maybe it's Bounty Hunter, I can't remember. Actually, event system. What do we have tomorrow? Let me know, because I don't know. I'm pretty sure the event system in-game even tells us at this point. I want to check through the other method. Tomorrow is invasion. Yeah, I knew it was either raids or invasion. Yeah, we had raids last time, so it's invasion this week. But, yeah, that thing. But anyways, even though this event's already done, you still keep getting tomes, or the little forge scroll up to 25. Also, one thing that is pretty, oh, you sent me the campaign donation. Thank you, Isabel. Yeah, you did it 3 minutes ago, of the money for the thing. Don't worry, we'll definitely be getting it next week when we go and get the campaign. Greatly appreciated as usual. But yeah, Isabel has been doing every single campaign pretty much since they've come out. Actually, I think literally all of them since they come out, and greatly appreciated for that. Helps out a lot. And yeah, of course, we have the new campaign coming in next Monday, every single time after the Tower of Doom. Anyways, okay, so we do have that. Go into there, and we should be good to go. Yeah, I still need to fix the donation system, by the way. I want to completely switch over from this program too at some point. That is still a work in progress that I have not gotten to because I kind of just got back recently. But that is a project for early in the year. I'm not sure what's really even up with it. Like, everything about it should be working, yet it doesn't. I still get it, obviously, but it doesn't, like, do the on-screen thing or anything like that. Okay, so we have that. Go to there. I'm planning on switching all my stuff off of Streamlabs, though, this year. Not just because of their controversy, but also due to some issues I've had with them in the past. Not over money or anything, just over functionality. Because, gosh, are some builds of their programs super buggy. Yet another thing that doesn't beta test. Let's see. Better new Windows updates seem to break it sometimes. I'm not sure why. Have I turned them back off and on? No, that did not work. Though, oddly enough, that does work for the chat quite often. whenever the chat above me doesn't work. If I just turn it off and back on again, it actually starts working almost every time. Which I always find pretty funny. Also, I got addicted to something while I was on my trip that I need to go find. I've seen it before, however, I've never bothered actually trying it until I was there. Because my dad and everything's starting to eat like healthier and everything. And he's been cooking more and trying a few other things. And one of them is alkaline water. And gosh, is it like a billion times better than like normal bottled like Decina or something. Or Deer Park or some other like name brand. It is so good. Like you wouldn't think water could possibly be that much different. That is incorrect. It can indeed be better. But it just goes down so much easier. It's actually insane how much better it is. The only problem is it costs a lot more. And I'm not sure where it sells it in bulk near me. Oh, also, we never did reach level 1,700, by the way. I'm also not sure if that will happen this stream. But it will happen this weekend, 100%. We will indeed hit it by this weekend. Even if we have to power grind for it, gosh. Yeah, that was the only... Why do we have so many single rooms? Kind of unfortunate. You have a Zugoff gold farming team. You called the Zold. It doesn't use a weapon. Alchemist. Hey, Alchemist. That's kind of funny. Alchemist was the original gold farmer way back in the day. Alchemist, Moneylender, Cedric, and... Oh, yeah. Alchemist Moneylender back in the day used to be used as a money farming team. I can't remember the exact combination it was used with. But it was meta at one point. And then other things came into the game. But yeah, it would still work. And do it as like a solo Zugoff kind of thing. The only problem with that is the damage is going to be a little slow. But I guess compared to other gold farming teams, it can maybe work. I never really timed it compared to the current meta of other gold farming teams. But yeah, Alchemist alone and Alchemist Moneylender used to be used some amount. Alchemist always existed in the game. Moneylender didn't come in, I believe, until like year 3 or 4, I want to say. But yeah, Alchemist is like the OG money farmer. Him and Finley, though Finley's not meta anymore. But Alchemist was like the really original. Actually, it's kind of funny. I mentioned it a couple times, but when I first started the game, I actually had every ultra rare in the game before I had Alchemist. This was quite an issue back in the day, because Alchemist was like the core meta, like that you basically had to use on almost every composition, because every battle cost you gold to get into. So if you didn't have enough gold, you just had to like stop doing battles, because there was like at the time like no way to just passively gain a little bit of gold other than your little tribute thingy, which is kind of why it has like the hourly system thingy. However, you'd basically be bottlenecked out of gold at times. And one way to kind of stop that when the game first started was just have an Alchemist on your team. But somehow I got so unlucky that I had literally every ultra rare in the game, the rarity above, before I ever found an Alchemist, which was exceedingly bad, especially given the current meta at the time. But yeah, Alchemist for like the first year or two was like super meta gold farming, especially like the first like year. Especially when you like first started out back in the day. Double Queen Titania is kind of funny with it too, yes. Though you don't get as much of a gold bonus that way, because I believe the only thing giving you a gold bonus... Does Alchemist have a 25%? I can't remember, but I know Moneylender does. So if they both do, that's 50%. If it's only Moneylender, then it's just 25%. It's not quite the same as Cedric, but it's more of a boost than nothing. 6. That was the only one, because we don't need 5. There we go. Please tell us about the trip. Oh yeah, I never really got to talk about too much other than the snow. So it did snow. That was pretty nice. It snowed on the second to last day while I was there. Felt very good. Haven't touched snow in ages. A couple years now. What retro games am I bringing back? Oh gosh, so many. I actually have a picture. Actually, I sent it to Isabel before I came back. It was every Mario Party from 1 to 9. And also Defiant ended up giving us 10. That is still actually sitting right over there in the pile. But yeah, we have every Mario Party now. From 1 to 10. Also, I could not find my DS games and a few other games. I also could not find Fortune Street. I really hope it's just in my Wii, because I know I was playing it a lot before I like put my Wii away and everything. So if I'm not mistaken, don't the Wii discs kind of like go in and kind of just stay in there and kind of, you know, you'd kind of have one just always in there? I really hope it's Fortune Street because I could not find it anywhere. I'm not sure where they are, but like 25% of my games were not there. However, I have all my N64 stuff, all my GameCube stuff. The only thing that are missing are my Game Boy Advance. I can't find a single one for whatever reason. A lot of my Game Boy Color and basically anything for a handheld device from like the Game Boy Color to DS, I could not find. And I could not find some of my Wii games for whatever reason. I'm not sure why. But aside from that, I found 100% of all my N64 and 100% of all my GameCube, as well as all the Wii games that really matter, like the Mario Party ones. The only Wii game that really matters I could not find is Fortune Street, that I really hope is in the Wii because I did not actually bother opening up the Wii to see. Because having to get another copy of that, I'm about to just like get an emulator at that point and play like an updated version of it. I have never used a ROM before. However, if I ever was to, it would to be playing the Fortune Street. And if I'm not mistaken, there's a ROM hack of it that actually updates and fixes a lot of the problems that it has and gives it some more content. So that might be the first time I ever use a ROM hack ever. If it's not in the Wii. I mean, the Wii itself. If it is, though, in the Wii itself, that would be nice. We'll play the original. Otherwise, we might be playing the ROM hack version of that. Possibly. It's not that we don't own it. It's just we can't figure out where we own it. It's close enough. Let's see. I head over to this one then. Do I have a Sega Dreamcast? No, I only have a N64, a GameCube, and a Wii. I have not checked to see if any of them still work. The hope is yes. The probability is who knows. I do also have a Game Boy Advance, I believe it was, or an SP, whatever that like in between one was, I think. It was like Advance, but kind of like thinner. I can't remember what it was called. But I have that, the original DS, and somehow a second original DS. If I'm not mistaken, both of those, or all three of them, might not actually even work. So that's unfortunate. Though, in all fairness, those would be so hard to record anyways. Plus, all the games for them I couldn't really find, so I'm not sure what happened with that. But, yeah, I have the N64, GameCube, and Wii. I technically have 2 weeks, because I believe my mom still technically has a Wii here that she hasn't touched in probably, like, a decade. But I have my original Wii. I have, it's not here yet, obviously, because I couldn't bring that all on a plane. It's being shipped down in the next week, 2 weeks, I'm not sure exactly when. Probably before the end of this month. And then actually sorting it out, getting it all working. Maybe needing to get an adapter, because I'm still not sure how I need to set it up to record it properly. That's going to be a whole nightmare in itself, though I'm pretty sure there's guides on there from people who do retro speedrunning, who have all the info figured out on what on earth you need to do to get that all functioning. Pretty sure there's a comprehensive guide on how to make old consoles do thing. Get them recorded, get them functioning. But yeah, I went through that entire basement. Found a lot of older stuff down there too from my childhood. A lot of fun things. Let's see. We need a 4. We finally have a room where we actually take more than one room for once. Oh, also, I got to go to the sawmill. It's still there. After 1 hurricane and 3 fires, it still stands. It had a over 2 foot long pizza slice, as well as an entire pizza pie that large, though you normally never get the pie because there is no way you're ever going to eat that much. You'd have to have like 4+ people. Well, maybe 4. 4 pretty hungry people could finish it off. But it was gigantic. I used to go there like every weekend with my dad and get a or not literally every weekend, but a lot of weekends, and get a cheese fries with a slice of the pizza that's humongous. And I did it again this Sunday, because we used to do it like every Sunday, so we did it again this Sunday, or you know, the Sunday that this happens. It was really good. It's not the best pizza slice you're ever going to have, but it is pretty solid. Obviously, the size factor is what really does it. Plus, the fries are really good. The fries have changed like 5 times over the years, over the last like 2 decades or so. Yet, they have still always been good. They've never really had a bad iteration of fry. Yeah, Jersey pizza is really good. I'm still convinced there are only 2 states that actually have pizza, and it is New York and New Jersey. I'm still not aware of another state that has pizza. A lot of them say they do, but it's not pizza. I'm not sure what it is, but it is definitely not pizza. Not the kind of pizza I'm used to. I know South Carolina doesn't have pizza. Which is kind of funny because I looked up at one point and the most popular chain in the state is actually Domino's, which means the state pizza is so bad that Domino's is considered good pizza. Like, that's a scale for how bad South Carolina's pizza is that a chain like Domino's is considered basically some of the best pizza in this state. That is how absurdly bad pizza is in South Carolina. That a chain is considered like one of the most popular chains. A pizza chain. Because the average quality of pizza here is so horrifically bad. Let's see, we'll take that one. I've actually never been to Detroit. Realistically, if it hasn't been on the East Coast of the United States, I probably haven't been there. Like, almost my entire life has been, like, East Coast United States. In, like, every possible way. Like, the furthest I've deviated from that is, like, Chicago. Like, even when I went to Canada the few times, the areas in Canada that I went to, Toronto and such, I believe they were still in an 8 p.m. Eastern, or not 8 p.m., but I'm saying the time of the stream, but an Eastern Standard Time time zone. So even though I went up there, I was still in the exact same time zone. Like, I've pretty much always been in this time zone, either somewhere's in it. So I'm not aware of, like, the other 3/4 of states that are not in the Eastern Standard Time zone for the most part, because I've barely ever been out of it. We need 3, 4, 2. So basically everything but 5. I still like taking them in order. The main reason we show the unlock last is just to make sure people don't accidentally go do the boss room. Because if you do the unlock, you then have the opportunity of clicking on the boss room. And then if you click on the boss room before you've taken all the rooms, then that's not good. That's the main reason why we have the unlocks in the last spot. You don't have to take them last, like, it's not going to hurt your reward progress, anything. But it's just a precautionary thing to make sure you don't accidentally take the room. Because, like, right now, if that was the unlock, I could click this and go click fight. But because I haven't taken the unlock yet, I can't accidentally take fight on the final battle. So it's mostly just a precaution. Though you don't have to do the unlock last. You can take it first and then do the other rooms. Taking the unlock last, just make sure you don't accidentally click move on. So if you're doing whatever format you're telling your guild what room to do, you generally want to have it in a format that places Doom room last. I mean, unlock last, I mean. That's not enough damage. I believe it's doing 81 right now. Oh yeah, I was wondering, why are we doing less damage? It's because we don't have all those buffs that we had last week. We had +6 magic last week. I was like, wait, why does my magic feel so much substantially lower, even though we're running pure magic? That would explain it. Because most of our playing was with the buff earlier, and now we don't have that +6 magic buff this week. Because I haven't really played much this week, obviously, because I was on vacation. But I was still doing, like, the basic dailies and stuff. But though I think I did forget to do it the day of the flight. But I was trying to make a point here or something, and I completely forgot where I was going. But yeah, I haven't played much this week, so I kind of forgot that we don't have the buff. Let's see. 342, 342. Yeah, I actually have something like that too in South Carolina. There's actually a couple New Jersey places near me. Like a New Jersey bagel. And by near me, I mean like miles upon miles away, but they're still kind of in like the proximity area. But yeah, there's a couple of them. I believe New Jersey bagel was the best of them. Like, it actually legitimately tastes like New Jersey bagels. Also, I had like so many New Jersey bagels while I was in New Jersey. That is like 3 things New Jersey does like absurdly well for I have no clue reason. Well, I guess because there might be a lot of Italians there, I'm not sure. But there are 3 things that are like super good in New Jersey. Bagels, pizza, and Italian food. Like even like generic chains like Olive Garden, they would normally think, that place is kind of bad. Like they're actually pretty legit in New Jersey. Like they're actually pretty decent. Like the one by me in South Carolina, the food's not even edible. But in New Jersey, it's almost like fine dining. They are actually like kind of decent. But you know, actual like family-owned places are the best ones to go for that, of course. But even like the generic chains are better for it. Okay, we just need a 5. I did not really get much Italian while I was there, though. And by not much Italian, I mean literally none other than pizza. So I did get bagels several days. My favorite things are pork, egg, and cheese on either cinnamon or in everything. And vegetable spread on a cinnamon or in everything. Also, there's this one really nice place somewhat near me that had like this French toast style one where it actually has like the chunks of the cinnamon sugar like really thick and like that egg kind of thing in it infused with it. Kind of like almost like an egg everything, but more like a like I don't know how to describe it, but it's insane. It is like so much cinnamon, a bunch of confectionery powder. It's almost like a pastry that is it's almost like an egg pastry that's still dough. Like a dough egg pastry kind of aesthetic with whatever you want to put on it. Like either vegetable spread or pork, egg, and cheese. And those are the only 2 things I ever do. Also, it's nice to actually be able to go into a place and be like, yeah, I'll have a pork, egg, and cheese, and not be like, does this place have a pork, egg, and cheese? Because I know in like South Carolina and most locations, like that's not something they normally have. But in New Jersey, it's a lot more common for a place to have such a thing. How was my New Year's Day? I watched a drop in Celebration. Oh yeah, I watched everything in that. My grandma fell asleep though. I stayed up with my dad. Yeah, I watched all that. I always watch the ball drop every year. Ah, 12. We need a 2, we need a 3. I had a really great time. It was a lot of fun. But yeah, we'll be able to use some stuff from our trip in the near future. Because most of that should be shipped down before the end of the month. I'm not sure if I'll have it all operational before the end of this month, but I should physically have it here, if nothing else. It physically working is a question in itself. But once we get all that set up, probably going into February and onwards, we might have to do a lot of retro gaming this year. I definitely want to do the entire Mario Party series from 1 to 9. 10 doesn't exist. It does, I'm just ignoring that it exists. Let's see, I don't have a Wii U. And I'm not going to get a Wii U just to play Mario Party 10. Plus, I kind of just want to keep the current Mario Party 10 sealed. I've also heard it's pretty bad, which makes sense because 9 was like the downfall of the series. And then 10 was like the pit of despair. And then it had a few extra years of just kind of crawling out of it. And then it like partially crawled out for the Wii, or I mean for the Switch, I mean. And the most recent installment was in the right direction. It was by far the best, but hopefully it'll get some DLC and stuff and get some additional support. Like, it's definitely a step in the, like a leap in the correct direction of where the series needs to be going. At least relative to where it was. I feel like the biggest issue with the most recent Mario Party, that's like all the other Mario Parties, is not enough boards. Like, only half of them are particularly decent. And only one of them I would consider really good, the Horrorland one. Oh, hello, Genki. Welcome, welcome. I got both of those and this one. Oh yeah, a lot of cartridge blowing. Yeah, I'm still not sure if I need to replace any batteries yet. That's still something I need to look into. I know my batteries went on my DS and my other thing, the Game Boy Advance SP or whatever it's called, I can't remember. But, is that the Game Boy Advance that was kind of thinner. But, I know both of those went, and trying to replace those to get them working just isn't really worth it. However, I'm hoping the N64 GameCube and the other thing still works. Also, I do have 2 GameCubes. One of them, it doesn't stay shut, so I have to put like a book or something on it to make sure it doesn't. I then got another GameCube that is nearly brand new. Actually, it's kind of funny because I actually have a completely brand new GameCube controller, completely sealed, the wireless one that I kept in New Jersey to see if my dad could sell it, because he does quite a bit of eBay stuff still and everything. Also, that's another story in itself. Gosh, the basement. But anyways, before I get into that tangent, yeah, I found a sealed GameCube controller. I'm not sure its exact value, but I've seen some prices for it going as high as like 300. It's completely sealed. So, that's promising. I'm gonna see if we can maybe get like 200 plus for it. Because I actually have like what happened is my GameCube, I think I mentioned this story before, but it's relevant now as well. But, my GameCube basically, had a issue where the eject button, I mean, wouldn't stay shut. So, like, a lot of things in the past used to have that to kind of, like, eject a disc or eject whatever was in there. However, it was basically stuck on always pressed down. So, basically, it was just always trying to eject. So, you basically had to weigh it down with, like, a book or something extremely heavy. Or, you know, like a textbook from school or something similar. And just kind of weigh it down with that. And kind of do it that way. It's actually kind of funny because sometimes, because I would always do my homework before I would play. So I would end up like doing my homework, and then occasionally if I wasn't going to use a different object, I would literally just use one of my textbooks from school and put it on top of the GameCube so it would stay down so I could actually play. Which was always kind of funny. Normally I use like some kind of cannon from one of the playset things. Not sure what that cannon even is. I saw one of the other playsets there, but I'm not sure what the rest of the parts are. Anyways, but yeah, the eject button doesn't work. So near the end of the GameCube cycle, we actually got like a brand new GameCube that's almost like brand new, but it was slightly open, so it wasn't like mint brand new. However, I had a few other pieces of equipment, and one thing that I absolutely never opened that is still in mint condition is a wireless GameCube controller, which is arguably one of the best controllers that was ever made for any Nintendo console ever. The wireless version of the official original GameCube one. I think it's called like the Wavebird something something. It's actually one of the most expensive, slightly more modern, I guess. It's like one of the more, it's probably the most expensive still used Nintendo controller, basically. So, yeah, I've been trying to sell that. Or my dad is, I should say. That was like one of the few things I saw in that pile, which is like, yeah, I'm definitely selling that instead of keeping it. Also, I'm not sure why. I don't know where most of my GameCube controllers are. I do have some third-party GameCube controllers here, though. So if I do have to use those should be compatible with an actual GameCube. So I might have to use those because I could not actually find them, which is kind of weird because I found like every N64 controller I've ever owned and every attachment for every N64 controller, but I could not actually find any of the GameCube controllers. So maybe it wasn't there and I just didn't see one. I'm hoping it is. I did have the box of the GameCube, so hopefully there's like a brand new black GameCube controller in there that's like been used like maybe for like 1 hour. Because basically what happened, as I'm like tangenting this story in every direction possible, is oh, we're doing this room, but basically near the end of the GameCube cycle, well, we didn't know it was the end of the GameCube cycle, but we ended up getting another GameCube because the other one had that eject button, and they're like, oh, we'll finally go get him a new one. so that he doesn't have to constantly keep like weighing down the GameCube in order to play the games. But what ends up happening is, because, you know, my parents wouldn't know, they don't ever keep up with technology, and I was too young to really keep up with it at the time, the Wii was coming out like almost the exact same time, so I almost never used that black GameCube, meaning I'm gonna have like a near mint condition black GameCube that we might be able to just immediately be able to play on without switching out anything. It has basically never been used for the most part. I think it has like less than 10 hours of use because the Wii ended up coming out like almost immediately after we got it. And I had it pretty early on in its life cycle, even though it's kind of hard to get initially. But yeah, so it has like very, very little usage. So that one should work. The older one is questionable, though it'd be very, very ironic if like the near mint condition GameCube doesn't work, but the one that's like nearly broken with the eject button still not working does work. That's probably not the case, though it would be absolutely hilarious. Let's see, I'll throw that down. Also, GameCubes in general don't sell for as much, which is why I wouldn't even want to bother trying to sell that one anyways, even if it was like completely sealed. Mostly because the reason why GameCubes aren't necessarily worth as much is a Wii is basically a better GameCube, and Wii sold like so many more. So unless you're playing on a GameCube simply for the nostalgia and kind of aesthetic of playing on a GameCube, you're better off just playing on a Wii. However, because we will be doing it on a GameCube, assuming it works. Otherwise, we might have to do it on the Wii if it doesn't work, because it's more likely a Wii would still function to this day compared to a GameCube would. But yeah, we'll see what happens. Anyways, where on earth are we? We're moving on to the next one. Also, we'll hand out another code soon. I want to hand out about 3 to stream. We handed out 1 at the beginning. Also, we'll obviously be streaming a little bit longer today. Probably around 2 hours total or so. Obviously, we're doing the entirety of Tower of Doom. This is the main goal. I think we're like, what, halfway there? The later half does take longer, of course. How high will I be going? Will this current team be going up to? Theoretically, we could go all the way if we don't mind having a very bad team. If I just keep talking. Technically, this team is beyond its viability point. However, that's not going to stop me from keep using it. As I tangent into a billion different stories. Oh, let me go throw that down. It doesn't matter if we die here, like Tower of Doom. I mean, like Underworld. Because unlike Underworld, there's actually no consequence to death here. If anything, it actually helps us because we get a web spinner. So I get to do this, poke him with a skull, and then kill him. So theoretically, dying is actually helpful here. Because we could try getting that skull poke if it would ever give me a skull. If it would ever give me a skull. Let's try this again. Maybe Death Mark will get him. Yeah, there we go, finally. But no, this team kind of fell off already. I would say it would go to about Explore or Floor 10 maybe. And then it starts falling off. Let's see, 2... I don't know, maybe we switch to Zugoff or something? It's doing what it needs to do, though. Also, I was about to say another... Oh, yeah, my dad has 1 billion Legos. Like, literal tens of thousands of dollars worth of Legos in his basement. Actually, he has more in Legos than I have in net worth, I am pretty sure. I'm not sure if that's disappointing on my amount of net worth or the sheer amount of Legos that he has. But he legitimately has a higher amount of Legos than literally my entire net worth. Which is a lot of Legos. Like, there's a pretty large basement down there. It is basically a Lego basement now. Especially after I cleared out my stuff from it. But it is a lot of Legos. Let's see. Wait, we're on 15. Oh, I took the only room that's relevant because we're not taking haste. I'm pretty sure we have enough sigils that we don't need to take haste. And I already bought up to tier 4. You always want to buy up to that, ideally, for the weapon. That costs 500 gems. It's normally worth it because trying to get those Doom weapons at a later point is extremely annoying. So you normally want to get them when they launch if you're getting them. Or, you know, if you're seeing an event where you see one of those, you generally want to get it. Even if it's a useless weapon, the cost of getting it for 500 gems with all the other benefits is way better than doing it the other way around. Also, something I'll be mentioning in the weekly video once we finally get that recorded before the end of this week is this is actually the first week since we now know how we will get the new Forge Scrolls that you can now multi-buy Forge Scrolls. You can only ever do it one color every 11 weeks in the current state of the game, However, we now know the methodology in which they will be doing that. So that's a factor we didn't quite know previously. And it's actually worthwhile just to buy them with gems, technically. Obviously, they were going to kind of make it so it would be more, not more beneficial, but, you know, still beneficial to get them with gems, because they probably saw how many gems it was sinking. It was like, yeah, we should probably make sure that's still viable. And it still is. Mass buying the final tier, or, you know, going all the way to the final tier and mass buying it, and then making, like, leaderboard with your guild if you want to. But just mass buying it for the purpose of getting these scrolls is actually worth it. It comes out to 133 gems each, and you get a bunch of other loot along the way. But you're also getting 25 random purple troop copies, of which they can be legends, they can be mythics. Obviously, the chance for that is low, and it's not even mentioned anywhere in the game what the exact chance is. However, there's a chance, and you're getting a bunch of troop copies. You're getting Dark Forge scrolls for 133 gems each, and a few other knickknacks, as well as making the event a lot easier since you're getting Potion of Power every time you do that. Also more Doom troops, but those are kind of irrelevant. The main relevant thing here are the 2 Forge Scrolls, which is the main reason you'd be doing it, but the main byproduct being the 25 random purple troop copies that are capable of being both legends and mythics, as well as, you know, every rarity. Let's see. And obviously very rare that'd be the legends and mythics, but it does happen. I believe it's about the same rate as glory keys or so. So obviously we need to do that a lot to really realistically get a mythic, but it's technically possible. We're mostly doing it for the Forge Scrolls, though. But yeah, that's still viable now. Does he have the new gigantic... No, he doesn't normally do newer stuff. He does mostly older stuff and a lot of pieces. Or pretty much anything he can get his hands on. Like, he bought out a couple people before they moved, buying out, like, their entire collection and some other things like that. Like, he's the kind of person that... if someone needed, like, thousands in cash, he would just be like, oh, here we go. There's the thousands in cash. So he sometimes gets some pretty good bulk deals. Because he has the money to be throwing, like, literal thousands like that. I wish I had that kind of money, but unfortunately do not. But it is a lot in just pure cash. Let's see. He also buys out storage lockers still on occasion. He found a really decent one somewhat recently. It's always funny because you always see the house get like a billion like new objects like laying around whenever that normally happens. Because the storage locker generally has something like that, and the sell price isn't worth like the keeping it price in some situations. So it's like sometimes a furniture upgrade or a rework to a room if it's like really nice stuff. Oh, so that house has a really interesting aesthetic, my grandma's house, where he currently lives. It is, every single wall is covered wall to wall with antique dolls, some of which my grandma has made, but it has a Native American theme to it. So it has like Native American maps of the United States. It has a bunch of Native American dolls, a bunch of figures, antique pots, stuff like that. Like it has a lot of stuff like that behind glass cabinets. All that stuff we don't ever sell. Like he sells a lot of stuff, but he doesn't sell any of that stuff. But I'm actually curious what on earth the value of some of it would be. Like it almost looks like a museum. If you went to like a Native American museum, and they had like a small section on like Native American like everything, the whole house looks like a mini museum of what it would look like. If you were to like go make like a Native American exhibit at like a museum, and you wanted to like make it look all nice, get like a few antique stuff, and you know just kind of like some replicated things and some other things, is like try to make like a whole full experience of that. That's basically her house, but aesthetics on the wall. It's actually kind of interesting. I have never seen a house set up like that. Oh, what was Sushi Ninja's question? Also, hello, Sushi Ninja. Also, hello, Clip Bomb. Let's see. Oh, yeah, vacation was really good. What is the cost to get a weapon max with gems? A lot. assuming you were just doing it off a final tier, I believe it is like, what, 6,000? I can't remember the number off the top of my head. Is it even higher than that? Why does 7,500 something sound correct? I'll do the math in a second. It's I believe it's 133 times, it's 133 times, 55, right? I think. I'm pretty sure that's what it is. I'll go bring up a calculator real quick. First I need to figure out what the number even is. Also, we really should switch our team soon. This is starting to get a little slow. It has been for a while now. I just keep talking to the point where I just keep not changing my team. And at this point, I almost just want to stick with this the entire time because it's kind of working. Like, it's slow right now, but we're doing other stuff as well, like chatting. Is the Deep Hive the easiest to max out faction renown? I'm not sure if it's the absolute easiest. It's definitely one of the easier ones. And after Amethyrax got, like, mini nerfed, I guess it might actually be the easiest. Okay, I was about to go do something, forgot what it was now. Let's see, one of the chats will remind me. Yeah, Native American Museum. Oh yeah, I've been to a couple of the ones in DC. I know what you're referring to. What is the cost to get the weapon max? That is what I wanted to look up. Okay, let me take tribute first. Perfect timing. Maybe not perfect timing, but we got it. 25 gem. Gosh, I give so many gems recently. So let me find any Doom weapon I have not upgraded. How is this so hard? There we go. I believe this is 55. Yes. Okay, so 55 times... let me bring up a calculator real quick. So 55 times 133. Yep, I was right. It was like 7,000 something. That's why I sounded correct. It costs 7,315 gems to max a Doom weapon if you were to try to max it just off of the final tier. Obviously, you're buying a few things beforehand and you get some for free. But if you're just counting the cost of mass buying it off a final tier, not putting into the factor the value of the troop copies that you're getting and everything, just counting the scrolls that you're after, it costs 7,315 gems per maxed colored weapon. So that means with my amount of gems, I can max 4. Actually, not even 4, but let's just say 4. I could max 4 Doom weapons, of which I have, like, how many to max? Like, 20? Something that will never happen. Because if I type in the weapon Doom, or the term Doom... Actually, what? Let me just do it by base rarity. Wait, do they even get sorted by base rarity if you do it by base rarity? I don't think they do. I think they get some... Oh, no, they do. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7... oh, sorry. Wait, where does that calculator? What number did I just say? Let me do the math again. Hold up. So I don't think it saved it now. 133 times 55. So that's 7,315. So now let's count up the number of weapons and see what kind of ridiculous number comes out if we wanted to max every weapon immediately. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 24 minus... let's say 6, because I believe I have enough to upgrade one of each one. Let's say 7 then. So 24 minus 7, that means we'd have 17. So 17 times 1,000, or 7,315. So times that by 17. So to max out every Doom weapon, we would have to spend 124,355 gems. That is about 100,000 more gems than I currently have. That is... yeah, if you bought it up to the tier, that would cost you that much too. But I go over the assumption that you're going to do multiple at once, potentially. Because, for example, if I was to do purple, I have like 3 purple weapons I need to max. So, for the most part, you're going to be doing most of them over the other factor. You also have to factor in the free ones, so those earlier stages technically kind of pay out themselves. Because if you start factoring in the earlier ones, it kind of cancels itself out. Because the free ones that you end up getting. But, what was I about to go say? But yeah, that's a lot. I would need 100,000 more gems than I currently have to max out every Doom weapon. And then I would also be at like basically 0 gems or like a few thousand left over. So, plus that is over the course of 6 events. So not only that, but I'd have to wait like a year to go through that full cycle. because you'd have to wait for all 6 Color of Dooms to rotate, because you can only do it for 1 color each time, this one being purple, of course. Okay, we need to go change our team. Let me just go grab this team as one of our teams that we used, and just so we can mention it for the video. Because we are still covering a video, though it's mostly going to be going over Soulforge and a few knick-knack stuff, like some of the scroll math. Because that's kind of relevant, because now we know what the alternative way to get scrolls are now. Oh yeah, I should also probably name them Purple Tower of Doom. Purple Doom. I might make 3 Purple Doom teams, I guess. Purple Doom Deep. And then Purple Doom Cheap. I'll replace that over like one of the faction teams, since we don't have to cover faction teams. Since that kind of happened already on Tuesday, and I completely didn't do it because I didn't have time. Anyways, so where were we? I was doing a different team. A team that is not this slow, ideally. So let's go hand out another code, and then we'll go figure out our team. Here you guys go. Code number 2. We'll have one more a little bit later to stream. Let's see. And we'll have a little bit more tonight, just because the it is the welcome back stream technically. And here you guys go. 1 second. Where on earth did chat go? There it is. My math is off. How's it off? I'm not counting the earlier tiers, if that's what you're referring to. How is it off? Because you only need to take the value of how much each scroll is, which is 133 each. Unless that's off, but that's correct. Because you just have to take the value of what it is and then times that by how many you need. Because all these other ones are irrelevant. Like tier 6, 5, 4, all those don't matter. Because if you factor in the free ones, they cancel each other out in costs. Plus, you're probably getting even more value this way if you kind of consider it. Because, like, for example, this one's giving you more overall value than that. I'm doing it based on the highest amount of cost scenario, which is mass buying tier 7. It is technically cheaper. Wait. Oh, is it only 130? Oh, wait. Oh, yeah, you're right. It is 167. Whoops. Whoops. Yeah, you're right. 133 would be 400. Whoops. Yep, you are correct. Never mind. Oh gosh, that's even more. So let me redo the math for that real quick. My bad. Yeah, I was doing it for 400, not for 500. So if I took 17. Oh no, I would have to take 167 times 55. Oh gosh, 9,180. Oh no. Yeah, you're right. Never mind. And then times that by oh gosh, 17. So my bad, updated number. It would cost you 156,000, which means we would need 130,000 more gems than we currently have, and then we'd literally be at 0 to max out every Doom weapon in the game over the course of a year. I would need 130,000 gems, more than what I have, which is obviously never gonna happen. But gosh, is that insane? Realistically, no one's really maxing most of them though. There's someone in some small group of people out there who are. I would not advise being part of that some group of people for your own sanity. Because gosh, is that so absurdly annoying? I know some amount of people are obviously going to, but I would definitely highly not advise doing so. Okay, let's figure out what on earth we're doing for purple. First thing that comes to mind is build entirely around Zugoff, as that is generally how purple scaling goes. Is just Zugoff everything until they die. It is what purple does, as well as every color where Zugoff can be used. Yeah, we don't have any kind of spell increase or anything. The only slight issue with that is the backfiring skulls can be a little bit annoying, but taking deaths don't really matter too much. Also, I didn't do this just to get down to Zugoff. I was just trying to see what all of our options were. Now, here's an instance where double Zugoff would not be bad. Should we finally do it? Is today the day that we finally get a second Zugoff just for the fun of it? Should we? Because I'm trying to think, you don't know how badly I'm thinking, this probably needs a second Zugoff right now. I'm just trying to think. But is today finally the day? I think today's finally the day. The day we come back, the first day of 2022 for the channel. I think it is time. I think it is finally time. How many power orbs do we have right now? Let's see. I think it is the official time of us getting 2 more power orbs. Oh yeah, we got another power orb from the, this was off stream obviously. But at the end of season 7, we got another power orb. That was off stream because obviously we didn't do the tasks at the time. But obviously when you buy the bigger pass, you get a power orb as well. Thanks to Isabel, of course, for buying us the bigger passes. Greatly appreciated. And we've been getting a power orb every single time because of that since the change. And now we only need 2 more. So you know what? It is officially Zugoff time. A second Zugoff time, I should say. Obviously, we already have Zugoff. So how on earth do we craft a Zugoff again? Power. Grab a 2. Let's see. 2 power orbs. Shiny. And now let's go find a Zugoff. Now, here's a funny text line you almost never get to see. The one that's about to come up right here. Craft 1 Zugoff. Not this one. The one that happens right after this. There should be a warning. Like you already own a Zugoff. There it is. Now that's a rare screen you almost never see. Let me screenshot that. Now that's a screen right there. You already own Zugoff at Mythic level. Are you sure you want to craft 1 more? Yes. It has been done. We officially have the second Zugoff. Okay, now that's my team. I've concluded as to what my team is now. It is just Zugoff. A nice cheap team of just double Zugoff. I'll make a cheaper team for the video. We'll figure out something. It's probably Thrall Leprechaun related with like a barrier hero class and something else. Because you are allowed to use Mang, so you could just Mang cheese it if you really want to. And then just put like a cheaper skull spammer with it, like a Keeper of Souls or something. But hey, double Zugoff, now that we can do that. And I guess Leprechaun, why not? And there we go. A nice diverse team of Zugoff. With things that feed Zugoff. To make him Zugoffier. What color are we missing? Brown and yellow. Should we try finding a purple red or something? Purple red or purple blue? Depths of Sin, sure. That does indeed work. I'd rather use this one though. Alright. And I think we're good to go. That is my diverse team of just Zugoff. Oh, there we go. We finally did it. Second Zugoff. You may craft the third stuff, right? I know, right? I really hope they add more things to do power orbs. That's one of the weirdest things that they did last year. Or I should say technically 2 years ago. At the end of 2019, they made it so there's a 1% chance to get a power orb off of major orbs. The only weird thing about this, well, this was a really good change. The weird thing about that change is since then they have added 0 more things to use power orbs on, which is kind of confusing. Like you saw that and it's like, oh, they're going to start adding like a new one like almost every other season or something. Oh, did I just take a haste? I didn't mean to take haste. It's not a bad one to take. However, I did not want a haste necessarily. I think we already have enough sigils, so I don't really need to be taking haste, but oh well. If nothing else, we did get the Valraven on it. The reason why you take haste is it moves you closer to Valraven. Even though it seems kind of pointless that you're like using a sigil to get a sigil, it moves you closer to getting a Valraven. So it actually is doing something. It's technically giving you like an invisible like part of a sigil. It doesn't seem like it's not doing anything unless you actually get a Valraven in the battle, but it is moving you closer to the Valraven drop. Because it's based on number of battles that you do before you get like the pity Valraven that always occurs. At a certain interval, however they have it. Do I think Archdiva could work as a pseudo Zugoff? Yes. It has a lot of skull spam. And generally mana accumulates a lot of its mana back, which is something that Zugoff doesn't. The biggest issue with the Evandra is getting alignment on her. But once she gets alignment, she kind of just destroys everything. So even though I have it set up to take the thing last, I always like to double check just in case. Because once you take that room, you can't go back. Also, hello, Johnny. Welcome. You didn't buy the Kingdom Pass thing. Do you happen to know when the 2 troops exclusive to it are available? Generally speaking, they tend to be available about a couple months after the fact. It's really weird when things come back into the drop table. Like some are like almost more immediate. Some take like a few months after the fact. Some don't come till they rotate. For example, let's say the Mythic that came in the previous season, that one like useless dragon thing from Dragon's Claw. That Mythic will be available whenever, in 2 ways. I believe it might be in drop table now, however the chance of getting it is so absurdly low that it's basically not in drop table. The 2 realistic ways that you would get it is when it rotates in Soulforge, which would require this current rotation to end, and then go on to the next one. The other way that you would end up getting it is on a Dragon's Claw event week. So if we were to get a Dragon's Claw event week, it would be in the event queue drop table, in which case you could try to get it. Of course, there are other mythics within that drop table as well. However, it would be one of the mythics available that you could potentially get. Oh, we finally have a heroism. I feel like we've been getting a lot less heroisms lately. I feel like every single time we've only been getting 1. And I believe this is the only one we're getting. Oh, we do capital H for heroism. I almost feel like we should do something else almost, but I guess it kind of works. Because I'm not sure if they'll accidentally mark like a small H or a capital H on accident. But I don't think we've mix marked it yet. Also, there's a lot of heroisms quite a bit deeper though. But heroism is so important. It's probably like one of the best scrolls, if not the best. Like as far as from a time-saving perspective. And then Fireball being the second best. Basically the 2 that show up right here are like the 2 really big time-saving ones. There are other ones that are worth it other than those, obviously. But those 2 are like the big ones. Because heroism allows you to auto-clear the floor, though it doesn't claim the loot from the side room, so you still have to make sure you get those. You don't have to take the unlock from that, but you still have to gain, like, for example, if there's like a fireball in the side room, you'd still want to go get that fireball, because using a heroism to clear the floor doesn't obtain that loot. But fireballs allow you to clear out a single room and to get the loot from it. And heroisms allow you to just bypass the boss and basically count as a kill, but it skips all the other rooms that are in the floor. It feels weird having double Zugoff now. Also, this year, I do want to update a lot of guides. This is going to be a very big guide updating year for this channel. Gonna start like making up like a whole full gigantic list. Start kind of getting some kind of order to it. And just start doing like maybe 1 a week or a few a week or some kind of plan. Maybe not a few a week, I'm not sure, we'll see. Because most of the ones we will be doing will be quite in-depth when we do. Like one of the ones I want to do pretty early in the year is a full resource guide on every resource in the game. And the very first, it's going to be broken down into 3 videos, but the first video is like so massive because it's literally every resource that isn't money or gems. And I'm separating money and gems just because they're basically the premium currencies of the game. And they're used for like basically everything. So they're in a bit of a different category than every other resource. That and a lot more newer player guides. I've covered it a lot in the past, but a lot of people don't think I cover like new player stuff anymore because I covered it all in the past. And I don't have much updated stuff on it. So I do want, I kind of want to go under that angle too. I know Gem Key does that a lot. Like more newer player focused stuff. As well as shorter videos. I don't tend to do like really short videos though. When I cover a guide, it's like, here's an hour guide on like everything. I'd rather have it all in one place personally. Unless it really has to be divided for some reason. Let's see. I'll take this one. Like, for example, when we went over every troop in the game, we kind of had to divide it by rarity. Because otherwise the video would have been like 7 hours long. So we divided it by into like 6 videos. Which was still about 7 hours long, but it was across 6 videos. So each one was more manageable. Because we did that for the 1,000 troop celebration. Which actually, we're getting kind of close to 1,100 now, aren't we? Because that was before the faction and everything. I just realized I'm still using magic. I should be using 3 seasons right now and not magic. Actually, I should be using 20% into 2 seasons. I'm still using 3 magic for some reason because I never bothered switching out of it. Whoops. I actually want to get my second Zugoff to full mana before I cast the Zugoff. The only problem with running double Zugoff in Tower of Doom is you cannot kill the last Tower of Doom with Zugoff, which is one of the reasons why we kind of need those seasons. It kind of closes the gap a little. Oh wait, do we have another Vault Weekend around the corner already? Yeah, that's the banner we should be using. So what's my mail right now? Oh gosh, Isabel, how many tasks did you just do? Oh, there's the redeem code. We'll have one more redeem code this stream as well. Well, this was the previous one I typed in. Here it is again in chat if you haven't already claimed it. That's the same one from before. But this is that redeem code. Same thing as always. And we'll have one more this stream. That's the same one from before, but that was the second one we handed out. It should still be good though. But gosh, Isabel, how many did you just do? 1, 2, 3, 4. Actually, it tells me right there, 20. Why am I counting them? They're all you. Gosh, that's a lot. Did we get any mythics? We actually got like, in that 1 week, we ended up getting like 7 mythics. I think we got a Wild Queen as well a little bit later while I was on vacation. Like between Christmas week and like New Year's celebration of the guild, just like donating 1 billion gold. Not literally, but pretty close actually. Saying 1 billion almost is not an exaggeration. I think we might have actually gotten kind of close to 1 billion within that week time frame. But between Christmas and New Year's donations with the guild, I think we've gotten 6 mythics. And a couple of them were pretty good pickups like Wild Queen. So now everyone in my guild definitely has Wild Queen now, which is a really good Guild War pickup, which Guild Wars will be functioning again supposedly in 10 days and 4 hours. If it's actually functioning in 10 days and 4 hours is a question in itself. Like as far as glitches and stuff like that. Oh yeah, I also already did dailies, I guess, apparently. But yeah, we'll see if that's actually working then. Anyways, let's go back to Tower of Doom. Where were we? Tower of Doom. We got a 5 and a 2. So it's almost time to start using these scrolls. Normally once we start hitting the 20-ish area. Like low 20s. I'm like, wait, you have Immune to Devour, I can't hit you. It's like, oh yeah, duh, I'm not using Iron Gut, I'm using Zugoff. Because I'm so used to when I'm using like 2 like this, I'm so used to it being Iron Gut Zugoff. So given that we just crafted a second Zugoff, I'm not used to it being double Zugoff yet. Because normally that's not something you can do unless you have a second Zugoff. Also, I wonder if there's anyone who has a legit 4 Zugoff team just to set a 4 Zugoff team for PvP. I know there was a glitch in the past that allowed you to, even if you only had 1. I'm not sure if that glitch even still works. I have no clue. But, is that the only one we needed? I'm pretty sure there's someone out there who has bothered to get 4 Zugoffs just to set a team of 4 Zugoff. There's no reason to ever have 4 Zugoff, though. There's no reason to ever have more than 2. 2 is like the max limit of how many can be viable. Oh, why did I not take the extra turn skull? Whoops. I haven't seen it in PvP, though. I don't play too much PvP. Also, generally, I would not click on a Zugoff team on a thumbnail for a PvP battle. Well, it depends. If I'm using more of a rope dart team, it's not as bad. There's some teams that really do not want to face Zugoff, particularly when I'm doing videos. Because when you're trying to show off a team, trying to face against Zugoff's a really bad example of how the team performs. Because if Zugoff gets a single cast, you kind of just lose. And it's basically any battle against a Zugoff is just a timer against the enemy Zugoff. Where you basically have to either kill the Zugoff or win before they get the first cast of Zugoff. And a lot of like teams just to mess around with aren't built to handle Zugoff. Like general teams that you'd be using commonly for PvP probably would. But if you're just building a team to try out a troop, it probably isn't built properly to take on Zugoff. But it's not that hard of a troop to counter. Like you throw a rope dart at him, he kind of just like auto dies. Especially if you have a cursed rope dart, or you know, a curse on your team and then rope darting him. Because then he'll still get entangled as well. But normally, even if you just have a rope dart, you can normally kill him before he even gets a cast off. You just rope dart him, he moves to front, you kill him, good to go. And even if you don't have rope dart, you just kind of single target him because he doesn't have stealthy or anything. It's not like a Weaver where he has both impervious and stealthy. It's just only impervious, so you can still target it directly. I'm looking for number. Let's see. We got a lucky and a 4. Technically, we don't really need luckies anymore. Should I just skip over to lucky? I think we have enough sigils where we shouldn't, so I'm not going to. Though at this particular instance, this is an instance where we could, because we're far enough on the leaderboard that we don't really need it for a leaderboard. We're also completely done with everything in the guild, for the amount that you need to get the progress done. So technically at this point, it is technically fine to skip a lucky. But we'll take it. It's on the tier 2, so it's technically the easiest room here, in theory. And in practice as well, because that's a pretty easy variant of a team to take out. Yeah, generally you would skip lucky at this point. I'm taking it, though. But no, it makes logical sense to skip it here. I'm just not. There's an argument to be made that you should always skip lucky if you're in a super active guild. Like, if you have absolutely no care whatsoever about the leaderboard, which I feel like, for the most part, is the case for almost everyone, because the leaderboard is really pointless for this game mode. There is a theory that it is technically 100% always worth skipping lucky. The guild still reports it just to make sure we have enough and everything. But, if your guild's already active, you kind of don't need lucky. It's one of those weird situations where if your guild isn't active, you're probably not even scouting enough to find lucky to report it to your guild and getting that whole system down. Yet if you are active enough to have a system properly where you are scouting all the luckies, you're probably at the point where you don't even need the luckies to function. It's a weird combination. Where the people who know where their luckies are don't need them to get everything done. But the people who don't know where their luckies are actually need them to get it done for their guild. It's a very weird combination. Double Zugoff feels so weird. I need to mess around with it more. Obviously, this is our kind of first test drive of it, just to kind of see what it can do. Since we just crafted it. Should I put it in the title? I feel like I should. That's a little bit of a spoiler. But, just so I can find it later. Oh, no. I could always remember that it was, like, the day that we came back for 2022. Also, I should probably mark it with 2022. Because I don't think I have 2022 in the title. Happy New Year, 2022. You've got to be kidding me. I don't have enough to... I am one character short of typing a 2. What can I delete? Let's see. Finally back. Happy New Year 22. I'm just gonna get rid of the exclamation point, I guess. There we go. Oh, I could just put Tower of Doom grind instead of entire Tower of Doom grind. Or all Tower of Doom grinds instead of entire. All kind of means the same thing. There we go. But yeah, I'm not going to put Zugoff in the title. I'm not going to spoil it for anyone who watches after the fact. Also, spoilers, anyone here right now who's just getting in. Well, you can kind of see it already. Any battle we do is a spoiler to that at this point. But we crafted a second Zugoff this stream. Let's see. We finally did it. We finally caved in. It has officially happened. Do I stream until reset time? No, I'm not streaming that long. We'll probably stream for about another half an hour or so, I think. We're definitely not going all the way till reset time. I mostly just wanted to get Tower of Doom done. And to chat with all of you about everything, which we kind of already did at this point. So if you guys have any other questions or anything you want me to go over, do let me know. Either related to the trip, mechanics in the game, anythings. Let's see. Take that down. But yeah, if we can get all that older console stuff, though, from the trip once it gets shipped down, we're going to be doing quite a bit of retro gaming on this channel. There's a lot of my childhood games I want to go replay this year if we can get the full setup working for the N64, GameCube, and Wii. Unfortunately, can't find some of those Wii games. I really hope inside my Wii is Fortune Street. Because I really don't want to have to try to find a ROM hack. Though I believe the ROM hack version got like an update that's almost like a full and gigantic DLC because modders went like crazy with that game because it's such a good game. So I might have to get the ROM hack version. It'd actually be the first time ever I actually play a ROM hack. Not sure the legality, but we theoretically kind of own the real one, so it's close enough. It'll be fine. Come on, Nintendo, re-release it and I'll buy it instantly. That's always the weird thing with Nintendo games. They like never re-release stuff. And a lot of the stuff they've been doing in like overpriced packages or like that subscription service that they have. So they can like nickel and dime you every month. I still haven't even signed up for the bigger subscription thing that they have. Just a waste of money. Especially now that we have all of our old N64 and GameCube games. And Wii. Or at least most of our Wii games anyways. Oh, also, we'll need to play the first game I ever played. It's actually got ported over to the Switch at one point. It didn't have much fanfare. I think it's like 15 bucks on the Switch. It's been on sale, I think, a couple times. But it's a Star Wars game. Like a Star Wars little racing game. It was the first game I ever played on N64. I can't even remember the age I was. Realistically, whenever the year of the game came out was probably how old I was when I played it. So like 3, maybe 4, I'm not sure. I want to say it came out in 1996, so I probably played in 1997 or 1998, I would assume. No, it's not called Pod Racer. I can't remember what it's called. It's called, I don't know. If I type in Star Wars N64 game, I could probably find it near instantly. Actually, I might as well do it on screen. Let's see. Star Wars N64 racing game. That one. This thing. Star Wars Episode 1 Racer, Wikipedia. It came out in 1994, so yeah, I did pretty much play it when it launched. I would have been 4 years old. Or sorry, 5 years old. So yeah, I played this like pretty much right when it launched. But yeah, this game. That game. All that. All the things. But yeah, this. You basically have like one of those things from the movie thing or whatever it was. And one of the most interesting mechanics that I'm actually surprised most other... I haven't really seen games that really implemented it recently. You can actually have... There was 2 things that this game did really good for its time that I was actually really surprised at. Like, even compared to, like, Mario Kart, you would still play this. Like, even compared to Mario Kart 64. Because it had 2, or actually probably 3 really unique mechanics. One thing I really hope is done in the next Mario Kart. One is super high amount of customization, or maybe not super high, but for the time it seemed like I was a kid, so I'm not sure how much customization. But you can customize your parts, so like having like extra stamina speed, you know, like better turning, maybe at the cost of something else. So you have like customization in that regard. Current Mario Karts kind of do that, but not exactly to the scale of this, I don't think. Though I'm not sure. It's been like 2 decades since I played this, so we'll find out. But 2 other things that was pretty unique for its time. You can actually tilt. You can go sideways. So there was like areas on the map where you would actually have to tilt sideways in order to like maneuver, like either sideways to the right, sideways to the left, and like literally have your cart go vertical instead of horizontal in order to get through various gaps and things like that. And the third thing was damaged parts. So if you like ride up against a wall or run into other people, and I'm not sure if there was like obstacles or things that would kind of like do it as well, but basically every single one of your parts, or at least several of them, had like an HP system to it. And of course, like some things that might go quicker would have a lower HP on them. So yes, they might go quicker, but if you keep getting hit or run into walls and other things like that due to not having control, it would keep getting damaged because you like grind up against a wall. And once it gets too damaged, it'll explode and your whole ship just crashes. And it's basically just like falling off the course or something in Mario Kart, except you know, your whole ship just blows up and then you kind of get just respawned in like a similar area. So it had those 3 rather interesting mechanics that actually made it like, at the time, there was instances where it was like almost more fun than Mario Kart, like the N64. I'm not sure why this type of racer never really got like more fleshed out in the future. I feel like a lot of those like space ones, like F-Zero and like this one and other similar things, like those series kind of like died after N64 era. Like after the GameCube, they like never happened again, and no other company really ever like bothered making them. But it was actually pretty decent for its time. But yeah, that's the first game I ever played. Like, ever. Like, literally. Like, the very, very first video game I ever played. But yeah, I have it in physical version. And if for whatever reason we can't get the N64 physical version working, there is actually a Switch version of it. I'm not sure how good the Switch port is, but ideally we'll play it on original hardware on the N64. Let's see, I'll take that over. Okay, where were we? Let's see. Got a 4. Oh, you remember that one? Yeah, it was pretty good. Let's see. Any speculation on what the Wish Gem will do in next campaign? Not the slightest clue. I wish it won't be broken. But yeah, not the slightest clue. That'd be funny if it gives you like an either or option. There's no way that wouldn't be broken beyond belief. That's definitely not what it does though. It might be random stats. It could be giving your team random stats. Like a pretty small amount, I'm pretty sure. To a point that would make it almost pointless. Oh, so we might actually lose this battle if we're not careful. We might lose this battle right now. I'm going to do something completely reckless and just hope it works. It somewhat worked. If we got lucky, it worked. It worked! Wait, did it? It worked! There we go. I'll catch you later, Gadget. Thanks for stopping by. Yeah, I wish the Wish Gem will work and not be broken. That is my wish for the Wish Gem. I'll catch you later, Tyrian. Yeah, I'm probably going to be ending the stream soon after the Tower of Doom as well. Hey, that's the main thing I wanted to get done in the coming back stream. Just finish out Tower of Doom so we're mostly caught up for the week. And the only other thing I need to really do is cover the weekly video that we still haven't covered. And of course the Mythic tomorrow. And then we'll be streaming Invasions tomorrow night. No midday stream tomorrow, of course. How was the flights? Oh, both, well, I shouldn't say both flights went well. The flight going there, completely smooth. Had a really good breakfast at the airport. And overall, really great experience. Coming back was kind of bad. It was delayed by, I think, like half an hour. And then that just kind of made everything annoying. And like a lot of people on the plane were like all grumpy and other things similar to what happens when planes get delayed. And, I don't know, it was just a really... Oh, there was also, like, 3 crying babies. I think it was 2 or 3. It sure sounded like 3. It might have only been 2, though. It was, like, 2 crying babies that probably sounded like 10. But, yeah, it's one of those, like, flights where it's, just, like, spamming crying babies. Almost the entire time. Very bad flight back. Good flight getting there, though. 2 powers. Power's another one of those things where... Also, 2 powers in 1 floor? Power is another one of those things where technically it is worth not taking it. But in order to help the guild, I think we'll take both. Also, Rogue and Glitch, you haven't done your things. Also, Rogue, you were in chat here. This is one of those events where, like, yes, technically you don't need to do it to help the guild. However, you get free scrolls. You should go do it for yourself to get those scrolls. They're worth 167 gems each. Because even once the guild is done, you still have to do up to floor 25 completion. That's why we're doing this right now. Oh yeah, that reminds me. I have scrolls. Why don't I just start scrolling? Hold up. Maybe we are skipping the power. Hold up. We might actually already be done. Wait, wait, wait. If I skip every power on this floor, aren't we already done with Tower of Doom? Or maybe not done, but like one battle left. Because we have 3 Fireball, 1 Heroism. So let me do some figuring out here. So we're at 23. We Fireball the move on, which is 4. We then do the battle. We then Fireball the Lucky and the Unlock. And then we do the battle. And then we Heroism. So we're done. We just have to do 2 more battles against 2 more Dooms. We don't have to do any more hallway fights. Because our Fireball Unlock here. Skip the power. Sorry, power. Double power, too. Double power on 1 floor. That's kind of rare. But you normally don't see a double big letter on a single floor of the same type. It does happen on occasion, though. But we're going to hear... So we're Fireball the 4. We then do 23. We Fireball the 3. We then do 24. We then Heroism. Oh, sorry. We also Fireball the Lucky. And then we then Heroism that. So we're still getting the max amount of Doom kills. We're just skipping the power then. Alright, that seems fine. So 4. Get Fireballed. I do have 3 Fireballs, right? Yeah, I can just make sure. That gives us Unlock. We then do this room over here. Sorry, power. But yeah, crying babies on a flight is awful. Especially when you have multiple, because one crying baby gets the other crying baby to cry more. It's kind of like how roosters make other roosters rooster. Or, you know, do their cock-a-doodle-doo thing. Similar to how you can actually make a rooster do their cock-a-doodle-doo thing at pretty much any time of the day by mimicking the sound. Which is kind of funny and really annoying if you want to annoy your neighbors with a rooster. Though that's normally not allowed in most states. Due to sound complaints. But it is very funny to do. But similar how you could do with dad babies, if you get like one crying, they all kind of cry. And that's very annoying on a flight. Well, it's really annoying anytime, but especially on a flight. But you can get roosters to do their thing at any time of day. You just have to mimic their sound really well and you can confuse it. It's pretty funny. Okay, we take double Fireball here, 4 and 3. Fireball that. Let's see, luck 1. That gives us 2 Dooms. Then we take the 3. This is the Unlock. We then take the final thing here. And this is the final battle. Which is kind of weird, given that it's a yellow one and not a purple. Though the next one would be purple and all the ones subsequent. This is technically the final boss room of the Tower of Doom then. Because, after we do this, we'll go use the Heroism, hand out a code. And then wrap up whatever else we need to do and call it a stream probably for tonight. Oh, you missed elhay. We'll bring him back at some point. Oh, what do we want here? We'll take the blue for now. This battle's a little weird right now. Mostly because we're struggling to get mana, even though we have 2 really good mana... Well, I should say 1 really good mana accumulator. The other one kind of died. Which might be our problem with mana accumulation right now. It kind of is not around anymore. We could actually lose this battle, which would be kind of sad, though luckily we have enough sigils that might not matter as much. But it's still a factor. Okay, there's a problem. If Zugoff misses, we kind of lose. Luckily, it did not miss. But that doesn't mean we necessarily win either. Though it definitely makes it more winnable. Biggest concern is giving him a skull randomly. Or he can just give us more. What's our best chance here? I only need 2 skulls. And those 2 skulls, I believe, can be leprechaun skulls. I'm just trying to bait him right now if we can. Ooh, that's bad. Oh, no, that's bad. That's bad. That's bad. That's good. We won? Leprechaun. Leprechaun wins Tower of Doom with explosion of 3 damage. And there's our last Dark Forge scroll. Oh, and then we Heroism. And now we're done. There wasn't anything here I need to take, right? 25. No. And it was Heroism. And that is Tower of Doom completed. And there's the final Dark Forge scroll. And now any of them going forward do not give Dark Forge scrolls anymore. So once you see floor 26, you can stop. It's just up to floor 25th completion you need, including the 25th floor. Every floor here, 4th, no longer gives Dark Forge. So this is as far as you ever need to go in any Tower of Doom. However, it is advised to reach this point even if your guild has already finished, because you get 25 purple scrolls, or whatever the scroll is for the week. And each one of those is worth 166 gems, or 167. So if we break that down, 167 times 25, that basically means you're getting, I cannot type, 25. You are getting 4,175 gems worth of Forge Scrolls by going to floor 26, as in 25th completion. So that is definitely always worth doing, because that is basically 4,175 gems you do not have to spend on getting Forge Scrolls. So you should always, always, always make sure you do that, even if your guild's already done. Otherwise, you're passing up on potentially up to 4,175 gems worth of Forge Scrolls, which is a lot of Forge Scroll. But anyways, let me go hand out a 3rd redeem code, then we'll just wrap up whatever else we haven't done. Though apparently I already did the other site dailies earlier today at some point. So those are actually already done. But let me go hand out a 3rd code, the final code of the stream. And then we'll kind of get back to doing like 1 code per stream. Like the last few streams have had like so many codes, but mostly because big events like Christmas, us leaving, us coming back. But it'll be kind of back to normal soon. And going into next week, everything should pretty much be completely back to normal. I would sure hope so. Anyways, there you guys go for the final code. And there you go. Use it on gemsawar.com or for the game code section. Your invite code can be found underneath your settings menu. Whatever game says right over there is where you put in for your invite code. Redeem code's right over there in chat. Copy and paste random numbers and letters starting with DS. And to give the same order as always, 2 treasure maps, 1 gem key, 200 souls, and 2,500 gold. You might want to save the gem key for the new mythic coming out tomorrow. While it's not that good of a mythic, it is indeed still a new mythic, which means you guarantee do not own it, which means if you're at a certain point within the game, it is better to get a mythic that you do not own rather than accidentally getting a copy of a mythic you do own, even if it is a good mythic, just because it's generally better to get newer ones rather than repeats of what you already have. There are a few exceptions to that, but for the most part, you do want to be getting new unique ones so you can do kingdom upgrades. And the one tomorrow is no different, especially because it's a magic kingdom. Darkstone is magic, and the mythic we're getting tomorrow is a magic mythic. There's actually 3 mythics for this place now, too. Mother of Darkness, Possessed King, and the Corsair of Darkness, whatever his name is. I can't remember. I might just call him Father of Darkness, because he's basically just Mother of Darkness, but male, as far as, like, visually. So, yeah, he's coming out tomorrow. He's pretty bad. He's basically weaker Zugoff. Just crafting a second Zugoff was us basically getting that mythic. But we'll be covering him tomorrow, you know, doing a normal key opening and everything. He'll be available in 4 hours, a little over 4 hours, you know, after weekly reset. But I'd still wait and just double check with global chat if you're going to be getting it there immediately, just to make sure it is in drop table. Make sure to restart your game and make sure it's downloaded anything if it needs to. I normally wait a few hours after reset or whenever I wake up, just because, well, for one, it's like in the middle of the night, but also because just to make sure it's actually propagated and everything properly, because sometimes they have had issues in the past, not recently, but you never know. And you don't want to waste your keys if there's a 0% chance of getting it. But though it's been acting pretty decently recently, but you never know sometimes. But anyways, guys, I will catch you guys soon. I hope you all have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your week. As far as things coming up, we will be covering the weekly video soon, mostly going over SoulForge, kind of recapping a little bit on the state of Forge Scrolls, because that's pretty relevant as this is the first Tower of Doom week since the Forge Scrolls in SoulForge, basically the alternative method of obtaining SoulForge Scrolls, or, you know, Forge Scrolls, whatever they're called, have been added to the game. So now that we know what that alternative method is, we can now kind of compare the value to mass buying them in the shop and stuff like that. So there's that factor and, you know, kind of a few other things like that. Plus just kind of going over some Tower of Doom teams. I'm pretty sure most people by now have kind of completed it out, but just in case some people haven't. And, you know, just the normal stuff we normally cover. And aside from that, of course, we'll be covering a new Mythic in a video. And we'll also have a stream tomorrow night. Same time as I always do, back to normal schedule, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. 2 hours prior to now tomorrow, as we do every single night. Or at least now we will be again, now that we are back. Oh yeah, and as Jason mentioned, definitely feel free to leave a like on the stream. Helps a lot and is greatly appreciated. Anyways, guys, enjoy your week. Hope you all had a wonderful New Year's, wonderful holidays, and I'll catch you guys soon. Goodbye, everyone. Thanks for watching as always. Greatly appreciated.